Namaste, Capricorn. This is going to be a reading for you for the finishing out the month of November. Since I did not get to put up all of the signs, I ended up doing for the election process here in the United States. When I learned that there weren't enough poll workers after our primary, I signed up to be one during the general elections, early voting and all that kind of stuff, because it's typically older people that hold these positions that facilitate our elections in terms of being poll workers. And in New York, we were among the first and hardest hit in terms of the coronavirus and the pandemic. And so our seniors many have remained on lockdown first and foremost. If they're like in any kind of assisted living facility or home, they're on lockdown since like February. And if they're able to be out and about, they still shouldn't be, for the most part. So that's what I was doing. I had every intention to put up every sign, but I had to serve my country. So now I'm here to just finish out the month of November for all the signs and to do your December monthly all-in-one video. We're beginning with your own energy in the Page of Pentacles. Cheerful, reliable, intelligent, and mischievous. A wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Seize this chance to learn something exciting or to start a more rewarding and uplifting career. This card can also mean that an earth sign, rather, like yourself, perhaps yourself, will be particularly significant to you this month. So maybe another Capricorn or a Taurus or Virgo or someone like into those traits or attributes, if it's not actually about a job or a learning opportunity that could further your career and ability to earn income, starting your own business or something like that. Next card is in reverse. It is the moon. It might be the moon that ushers in this energy for you. There is a full moon on the last day of this month. November 30th is the Gemini full moon and full lunar eclipse. So since the next card is in reverse, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this one in here randomly and mix these up some more in front of you. I've already like pre-shuffled and stuff. And I'm doing it like this for those of you who've never seen me do this, because I have two tarot decks mixed together here, so that energies that want to repeat themselves are able to. And it's over 100 cards, so it's a little difficult to shuffle the traditional way, although I do mix them up all kinds of ways before I turn the camera on as well. And you can just see in front of you, I'm not doing this with any rhyme or reason. It's completely arbitrary, just throwing them in here. Isn't that hilarious? Your overall energy is now the moon. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. And now the next card is Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, which represents fellow Earth energy Taurus, as well as that of Libra and Gemini. So maybe the other Earth energy, other possible Earth energy that may show up for you, based on that Page of Pentacles with which we started, is not your own energy, but a Taurus with whom you're involved. Or it could just be representing of this Empress energy, coupled with that Page of Pentacles, which again is about abundance for you and fertile energy for new creativity, creative starts, for you to start something and build something and create something for yourself, including abundance or something that would help you to earn abundance. It can also be very, very literal in terms of fertility. If you've been wanting to get pregnant or trying to get pregnant or get somebody pregnant, this is a good time. Also, you could be hearing news that someone is indeed pregnant, if it's not you, someone close to you. Or somebody could be delivering over this period as well. Again, possibly ushered in with the energy of the moon. Somebody that's been trying, all of a sudden their luck changes. And Jupiter too, which is the planet of luck and growth and expansion, has been transiting through your sign, and still is. So it could be that too. All right. So this first spread is going to be one of my cross spreads, and you can look at it from a perspective of an individual or as a couple if you want. So this is the card that will be most directly representing you for the rest of November. The Two of Swords. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. So there's something that you're wanting to do, whether it is a career change, something having to do with a relationship, whatever. Something that you're wanting to do, you feel it in your gut to do, your soul to do. I want this kind of lifestyle. I want to live this way. I want to do this thing. But, so-and-so won't like it. Society won't like it. My friend, my parents, my mate, my children, whatever. And so you instead do nothing. And it's like an energy of indecision. But I believe that in one's heart, they do know what they want to do. They're just afraid to do it. So that's what we're starting. Recent past, more air or swords. It is the Knight of Swords, intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. Knight of Swords, in terms of pretty much any area it touches your life, is good information. When he shows up upright, it's like you're getting, if you've been waiting for information for a decision or something, you're then likely to, get the message that you've been waiting for, that you've been wanting to hear. It's positive news for you. In terms of love and relationship, it can be about getting completely swept off your feet, totally unexpectedly, positive news and work and all these things. But it's also about a decision, usually that we have to make or that we're awaiting. And sometimes both. Sometimes we're waiting somebody else's decision or for some decision to be handed down so that we know what our next move should be. So these two can definitely be tied. Again, this is a card of indecision where a decision needs to be made here too. You just are procrastinating. You haven't made it yet because you're concerned about what others will think. So when I say recent past, because this is a reading through November 30th, recent past might not be today. It might be, in the future still for right now, but it will become the recent past, especially since this reading goes through December. Well, in the totality of the reading goes through December. All right, in any case, so near future. Seven of Wands. Defend your beliefs and decisions. So there is going to be a very important decision that you're needing to make, and or that you are awaiting again. And then you're guided not to, to sort of disregard the feelings of these people and to not allow them to push you around and cause you to change your mind or anything like that. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely. So you don't necessarily want to get into a fight with them. You may just say, look, this is my life. I'm living it this way. I don't want to talk about it. And that could be a way maybe to avoid conflict. Masculine's higher self. So I do the masculine because my viewership is predominantly feminine or female or female, like 80%, at least the last time I checked. So I do the masculine so we can see what's up with them as well. And it is the Two of Wands. So this could definitely be a relationship decision or question that you're having, that you're dealing with. Partnership doesn't have to be romantic relationship, but it could absolutely be that. The Two of Wands is actually the twin flame or divine union or soulmate card of the tarot. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. But there could also be some sort of business partnerships or friendships or even family pairings that there's a decision about what you're needing to make. It could be something maybe about getting together with somebody for Thanksgiving. If I don't show up, what's everybody going to think? But I don't really feel comfortable showing up during a pandemic. What do I do? It could be something like that. As simple, or something much larger that's going to affect your life. In any case, you're again guided to not let anybody push you around. But with these two twos showing up, twos tend to be about partnership, relationship, equality, equity, fairness, balance in your life. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Magician, not using your, like manifestation power, not attempting to control your own life or destiny, sort of letting things happen to you rather than you like happening to the world. And we can do that using the law of attraction, or otherwise known as prayer, meditation. There is magic in the air, and you can manifest everything you need to be successful. Major Arcana card 1, the Magician, most directly represents the sign of Gemini. So we've seen a lot of Gemini energy. There could be a bunch of you who are, for whom a Gemini is particularly significant, because we have the Knight of Swords here. We have the Magician. We had the Empress. Venus is also a ruler of Gemini. So very, very possible. In addition to the air sign Libra that she also rules. What the feminine can do to help herself with regard to the challenge. And it is 4 of Pentacles. Something she needs to leave alone. Something or someone needs to be let go. It can be a job. It can be a relationship. And maybe that's the thought. Like, if I get a divorce, my parents are going to hit the roof. They're Catholic. I can't do that. So I'm worried about what others will think, and I'm not living my life, even though this man beats the crap out of me every night. It can be something like that, unfortunately. Or, I'm staying in this, like, it's really a dead-end job. I'm just there because I get a paycheck. They don't treat me properly either. I really have an opportunity to go into business on my own, but everybody's going to think I'm nuts if I do that. If I leave what is a, consistent income, what do I do? So the card just saying you need to let go of whatever that thing is that's not truly making you happy. And in fact, is possibly or likely making you unhappy. Be cautious about living a life of extremes and seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. What the masculine can do to help himself. 10 of Wands. Again, there's a need for balance. There's a need for sharing of a burden. There's a need for equity in one's life. There's an all work and no play makes Jack a really dull boy. So there's a need for you to nurture yourself and your relationships and the things that make you happy. You're working far too hard, and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. I'm not surprised about that, because earth signs, and Capricorn is known as like the workhorse of the zodiac. But earth signs in general, you guys just really are probably the most committed and dedicated to any, one cause, or situation than any other element. And that can lead to people relying, like everybody that relying on you. You are sort of like the one that gets dumped on, because they know that you're going to take it, not in terms of being a pushover, but you have the strength and the ability, the wherewithal to carry all the weight. That doesn't mean they should put it on you, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Doesn't mean that that's fair. Doesn't mean that's equitable. Doesn't mean that's healthy. It can cause eventually stress-related concerns if you're the one with everything. You got the full plate all the time. So that's what that's about. You got to learn to say, no, I can't right now. Or just, no, I can't, period. You don't have to give an explanation necessarily either. And maybe manifesting the ability to do that is what you need, to stand up for yourself in that way. Stand your ground. What the universe, God, would have either the masculine or feminine or both to do to help themselves, and even wants to help with. Universe wants to help you do this, wants to see this happen for you. But because we have free will and we don't have to do what the universe wants all the time, we have to allow it to help us. So what is this thing the universe wants to help you guys with? It is abundance that is earned, your recognition, you reaping the rewards of what you've sown, perhaps rather than other people. You being recognized for being this person that has put in all the work and all the commitment, all the dedication. Your most satisfying and profitable career. Also, you choosing what you want to do rather than letting somebody else choose for you. Your most satisfying and profitable career. And even relationship too comes from following your passions, not somebody else's. Okay, listening to your heart and doing what brings you joy. So the job that would make you feel satisfied, you feel like you're living your purpose, that's the one you should have. The business that you could own that would make you feel like you're doing what you were put on this earth to do, that's the business that you should have. You shouldn't be working for somebody else. The relationship that makes you feel like the two of you can conquer the world, all the world's ills. You're going to help to heal it. You're going to join with others in love and spread love all over the place. And the vibration of the planet is going to be lifted. That's the relationship you should be in, not the one other people want for you. So that's what this is saying, showing up to do. And that's what the universe wants to help you to achieve, to sort of get up the gumption to tell whoever this is that's in your way, whether it's society or it's somebody more intimate in your life, to go fly a kite. You're going to live your life your way. And the outcome. Very nice. This is help from the universe, like being showered down on you. Why? Because you just deserve it. And the Six of Earth is also a card that's very much about equity and equality and fairness and balance and justice. It's super Venus, like for me. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. Yes, this is also a card that can literally be about somebody paying it forward toward you, and then you should, if you have the ability and or are so inclined, do the same. And it doesn't have to be in the same way, but pay something forward, make a donation, support your support systems. If there is a charity or entity person that sort of feeds your soul, make a donation to that. It can be assistance that like falls out of the sky also, something that you need like right in a nick of time, right on time. This help is coming to you from the universe, sort of like the way this feather is falling down from the sky. It's like an angel dropped it on you. In terms of relationships, this is exchange that is mutual, like unconditional exchange of love. Exchange of unconditional love. Allowing love to be able to pass both ways, the way that it needs to be able to pass in order to be healthy. Your ability, as well as your mates or intended mate, love interest, ability to both give and receive. Because being able to only do either one is not conducive to healthy love. We have to be able to do both, right? Equally. So that's what this is about. It is mutual adoration, love, respect. It is reciprocity. So that's the end of your November. It's super, super exciting to me. So whatever this decision is, definitely stand your ground and allow the universe to support you in the decision that you've made for yourself. Because when you, or when we, when we do what the universe is guiding us to do, and we know what those things are, right? We get the feelings, the sinking feelings in our stomach when we shouldn't do something. We get the butterflies when we should. We get a feeling in our heart, a feeling in our soul, when somebody makes us feel a particular sort of way, or an interest of ours, a passion of ours. We feel like we have the capacity to do it, an opportunity to actually do it. We know how that makes us feel. We see the signs, we see synchronicities, and we know when we're being shown or guided to do one thing or another. When we follow that guidance, rather than slip into fear, the universe comes through and really supports us, because it wants to help us see. It wants to see us, live our purpose that it put us here for. So it wants to help us to that point, and knows that we need support, but we have to make that first initial, like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then it'll sort of like grab you by the hand and help you. And that's what this is. Well, I'm really excited for you guys. So I'm going to put these away and pull out yet another tarot deck. So again, I like to work with multiple tarot decks rather than oracle decks, or as opposed to oracle decks, because you get to see the energies and the messages repeat themselves. So now we're going to do another spread where I'm going to pull one card. The first is going to most directly represent you. The second will be surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, maybe something happening at your job, like a situation. The third will be specifically work and finance in terms of your money. And the fourth or last will be love and relationship, beginning with the Knight of Cups. Is like that's your beginning energy, which is pretty awesome. This can be about any and everything. Often it is about romantic situations up to and including marriage proposals. Which I don't know, I'm already feeling could be very possible for some of you guys. I don't know why. So maybe it's the other cards. We'll see what they are in a minute. But maybe it's just like getting to see family over the holidays. This is feeling, emotionally happy, please, or being able to take some sort of action that causes you to feel emotionally happy and maybe to make somebody else feel emotionally happy or fulfilled. It could involve a direct water sign that will be significant to you over the month of December. A Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So the next card is the Ten of Cups. Again, this too is about being emotionally happy and can be about family, spending time with family. So it could be the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever one may celebrate, if anything, or just spending time together. Friendsgiving. My mother calls it misgivings because we're part Native. My mother's half Native, so yeah, we never called it Thanksgiving, but she always did have us get together because everybody's off of work, and it's an opportunity to spend time with family. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, maybe getting to see somebody that you had not expected to, whether that's in person or on Zoom, or getting to hear from them. A lot of us have had family members. I mean, over 11 million people just in the United States have been infected with COVID. Obviously, they didn't all pass away, and thank God, but they've been infected. So it could be people that we haven't been able to speak to in a while because they were sick or in quarantine, and now they're better. So we're getting able to talk to members of our family and friends, people that make us feel good and emotionally happy. There may be some sort of decision that we're needing to make. Again, this card can be an action card. For me, pages bring like the news and opportunities, and knights are about taking an actual action in that regard. So this can be you making some sort of decision that involves an emotional response or choice. You have goals, you have options. Again, it could be including marriage proposals. Maybe this is whether you're going to say yes or no. You're weighing the pros and cons. Am I ready? Is this a good time? All that kind of stuff. Maybe specifically with the Scorpio. Now that we're seeing the Knight and the Queen. The Queen of any given suit tends to represent the fixed sign of that suit or element, and the fixed sign of the element of of water is Scorpio. So Queen would most directly be a Scorpio, although she too can be a Cancer or a Pisces, or somebody just liking to these traits or attributes, particularly intuitive, again, emotional in the positive sense, loving, not afraid to share emotion, to nurture herself, to nurture other people, show love. Could be a relationship that is getting back together, that is making up, reconciling, with major arcana card Temperance showing up. Most directly represents the sign of Sagittarius and the planet Jupiter, which again is located in your sign. It's about negotiations, collaboration, so like working out disputes, healing, restoration, recovery, where something was lost or stolen, it is replaced or returned. Knight of Cups for me can be about somebody returning to your life, or you returning to someone's life, often in a romantic way. An ex coming back or something like that. Maybe they left on bad terms, or there was hurt, there was emotions, there were feelings that were hurt, and now this is the restoration, this is forgiveness, this is apologies. Jupiter is also the planet of karma. luck, karma, growth, expansion, right? So could be a karma, could have been like some sort of karmic situation, and now karmic meaning like involving a life lesson or whatever. So that often brings up all kinds of emotions, emotional responses from us. And so maybe that's that you've been apart for a while and the wait is over, they are returning to your life or you're returning to theirs, and there's going to be a makeup, it's going to be a repair of a relationship. Wow, you guys got so many upright cards. And the Page of Wands. So wands are about movement, action, travel a lot of the time. The Page of Wands is a card that is often about, in its most general sense, something that we should have done, handled, taken care of a long time ago, something we started a long time ago that we didn't finish for whatever reason. It's coming back now. That could be a relationship. As a matter of fact, and it could be a wedding. Could be somebody you like, this is the person you're meant to marry, but you've been apart for a while. Because this song just popped into my head when I said that. Let's finish something that we started so long ago. It's a song about a wedding. It's Jodeci. Wait, can you think about us finishing something that we started so long ago? I never knew we'd make it this far. Can you think about maybe us having some babies? Come on, won't you be my lady forever? Meet me at the altar in your white dress. Yes, let's get married is the song. For somebody's returning. There's an ex returning, and it could even be like, the long lost love of your life, and maybe there will be a proposal that is forthcoming, or a reuniting a reconciliation that will ultimately lead to that. So we've come full circle on this. The next card is finally in reverse. It is Major Arcana card, the Empress, which represents the planet Venus and the signs that she rules, Taurus. So your fellow earth sign, Taurus, Libra, in terms of air, and also Gemini in terms of air. As a matter of fact, let me mix these up. All these cards we looked at. Did you see that? I put it in, closed it, and then opened right back to the Page of Wands. We've got about 10 piles here. And the Seven of Cups is back. So options, choices, dreams, goals, and perhaps a decision you're having to make, maybe involving someone or something that hurt you. For others, it could be tied to a health matter, a decision about like whether or not maybe some sort of surgery that's somewhat elective. You don't have to necessarily get it now, so you're thinking pros and cons, weighing the choices. Should I? And this is you being freed from a feeling of being trapped, and fear and lack of confidence, lack of esteem. So ready to sort of get back out into the world and deal with issues, maybe move beyond this if it was an emotional hurt, and start, completing some goals. Again, maybe something coming back into your life that you just didn't get to finish. Your life was interrupted for whatever reason, maybe for a relationship. And it's like, now that that's over, I'm going to get back and do, whatever it is, that thing you wanted to do for you. So overall energy is the Seven of Cups. I'm going to pull those 4 cards now that I mentioned before. First one, again, most directly representing you over the month of December, and it's a beautiful card for you. Major Arcana card 17, the Star. in reverse, but it's still the star. Star most directly represents the air sign Aquarius, which follows you. Maybe some of you are Cuspians. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, something situation maybe at the office. Six of Cups in reverse, which can also have to do with people returning to our life, or things or situations returning to our life, coming back up from our past. Work and finance. Five of Swords. Maybe some sort of conflict there, or something funky with paperwork, maybe even your paycheck. We'll get to that in a second. And lastly, love and relationship. The Page of Wands is also back, albeit in reverse. So I just want to make sure everything is in frame. Looks good. So yeah, let's I think I talked enough about the Seven of Cups. Let's go straight to the star. Okay, the star also, I noticed this very, very recently, probably like a month ago at the most. I was doing a reading and I stopped and I like froze on these seven white stars that are on here. So now I know about it, and I was just drawn to that again for the first time since that last occasion. Seven stars, seven cups, with the five of swords here in your work and finance. So you could be conflicted about what to do about work, what to do about career, and have a lot of choices, options. The star can mean that there is a lot of like positive opportunity in front of you that you're probably not seeing. And so with these seven white stars, I think it's very much tied to the Seven of Cups, that there are these options that exist, even if you don't realize it. So while you're feeling maybe that something unfair is going on at your job, or that you're conflicted about whether it's the right place for you, maybe you're unemployed and conflicted about what to do, what career path to take, what job to look for, there are options in front of you that you're not considering. So some real thought needs to go into this, and maybe you do need to write down some pros and cons or ideas, or think about if there's any untapped resources, friends that you have that could help you, or family members, networking contacts, and a means to apply, maybe an option to go down someplace and fill out an application in person. You haven't tried that yet, or maybe doing something online that you haven't tried yet. The Aquarius energy can be very much tied to technology, communication. So things like online applications, online dating, communicating via like email, text, FaceTime, like all this kind of stuff, rather than maybe, like just talking verbally, physically, face to face, or snail mail or something, maybe like a Zoom interview. All these things are possible with the star. Star is also about our prayers being answered, our wishes being granted, our dreams coming true. So again, it's just lessened a bit from the strength of the star upright when it's in reverse, but it's still a really wonderful card and omen in a general sense, and as it relates to love, and even as it relates to work. Again, there's a lot of positive opportunities for you, but you're very likely not seeing them with the star in reverse. So as I was just saying, it bodes well for love and relationships, especially existing relationships. But there could be some sort of stumbling block on one or both sides that needs to be resolved. But usually the opportunity and possibilities for you, for the mate, for the relationship itself, are positive and excellent. And this is something that can be addressed and fixed and worked through. So you can think about any blocks that, again, similar to what I said about the work, that might be on your side. Anything that you could be doing differently, better, for your relationship, you should. If you're single and looking, a new relationship could definitely happen soon. But again, you may want to examine if there's any blocks around you, obstacles around you, and it's because of the reversal. That's what it can mean. In a general sense, there's something maybe that we need to look deeper into, and that ties in very well again with the Seven of Cups. That we're tending to look only sometimes at the negative aspects of a situation, maybe, and we're not necessarily seeing the positive. So what I was saying about the work, we're not maybe noticing that there are choices and opportunities for us. So it's about, opening your eyes a little bit more, lifting them toward the sky instead of looking down toward, negativity, and being thankful for what we already have and counting our blessings and allowing new things to be manifested for us. So moving on to the surrounding energy of the Six of Cups in reverse, it just really warns us about getting stuck in the past or staying lost in the past, like or speaking negativity over our own lives, like my best days are over. Everything was lost in the to me in the good old days, or left back in the good old days. I have nothing now. Like, watch out for stuff like that. But doesn't mean that you have to avoid people, places, or things from your past. Like, if somebody does return to your life, receiving the Six of Cups in reverse doesn't mean, I got to stay focused on the present and the future. I can't deal with you anymore. No, it just means that we're like, maybe we had a Three of Swords experience where something went on in the past. Let's leave it there and move forward if we're gonna, reignite the relationship or keep it moving. And that goes, again, not just for relationships, but other things that come up from your past. If you're going to harp on what didn't work and or whatever, or even what did work, but it was long ago, and not move forward now, then don't engage. But if you're capable of leaving the past in the past, whatever it was, even if you want to remember it fondly, you're welcome to your memories, but you shouldn't carry it forward like baggage, is what the Six of Cups warns. So that's basically in any aspect of your life too, of course, including in romantic relationships and loves. But there could be something also that you've been avoiding with regard to love, something maybe swept under the rug, a conversation that needs to be had that hasn't been, and it's time. If you're single and looking, then time has also come to maybe look at yourself, at what you're doing or perhaps not doing, to bring love into your life, and maybe a change again on your part, just same as I said, in consideration of the Star and or Seven of Cups. So moving on to the Five of Swords in your work and finance. So we talked about the possibility of being conflicted or actual conflict going on in your workplace. You'll be it's not the worst conflict, not something we can't overcome. It's only a Five of Swords, if that's the case. But there can also be something that you need to speak your mind about. And, you should be conscious of how you say it. You want to be effective in your communication. So, like, make sure you're saying what you mean and meaning what you say, and not speaking before you've thought about that and saying something that you perhaps want to return to your mouth, and that's not possible. Also, again, there could be some sort of unfairness, something unjust going down or at play at the workplace, and so you want to make particularly certain that your work is, that is right. You continue. I mean, you are a Capricorn, so I'm sure your work is impeccable. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Stay on that path. You don't want to be mixed up in any foolishness unnecessarily. And last but not least, the Page of Wands in reverse talks about us getting to know our love interest and or mate a little bit better. Going deeper, trading stories, more personal, more intimate. Even if we're married, there's still stuff we can learn about the people with whom we are in romantic relationships. I was married over 20 years. I promise you, I don't know everything I need to know about my children's father still. Like, there's always something that we can learn. Nobody really ever knows you wholly, but this is getting to know someone a little more and allowing them to do the same with you. If you're like talking to somebody, but you're not necessarily in the commitment yet, or the serious commitment, don't push for it. This card warns against that. I mean, I think any card should warn against that. It's probably never a good idea, although air signs like myself are sort of famous for it, or we can be a little pushy, um, you know, impatient and all that kind of stuff. So be mindful of that. And if you are just meeting somebody, yeah, let it play out. Allow yourself the time to get to know them a little bit before necessarily diving in to a commitment. Somebody may also try to warn you against a new love interest. So be sure that you're making up your own mind. Don't necessarily pay attention to these warnings or gossip. Oh, well, I know him from around the way, girl, and he is this. Or same thing can be said for a female. Oh, all the homies that ran through. I heard about it. Don't talk to her. All that kind of stuff that goes on. Don't listen to those things. And this may come back to that first spread that we had for you, where it was very clear that you need to make up your own mind about something or someone and not allow other people to make it up for you. So this can be where that's coming into play. And again, if it does have to do with your love life, you, I think, would be very pleasantly surprised if you allow things to play out organically and don't, fall prey to rumors and stuff like that, because that relationship that we saw in the first spread looked like a very loving and positive and long term, or had the potential to be long term and forever. All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed your reading. I always enjoy doing it for you. I think the past several times I've done it, you guys had really nice energies and outcomes. So I enjoyed doing it. Hope you liked it too. Have a good holiday. Namaste. Oh, and happy birthday to those of you who'll be celebrating in December. Now, namaste.